seen a number of threads talking about these wacky job descriptions, how job descriptions out there have, they're asking for a junior level person with a ton of experience. They're laying out 15 years of this, 20 years of stuff that hasn't even been around, 20 years of AWS. I mean, it's just crazy. What are your thoughts on how do they even get out there like that?
So working in really large organizations and now seeing small organizations, it's interesting to see why the same thing happens in both. And it's for the same reasons. It's because the people who actually know what they need aren't properly communicating with the HR and recruiter teams about what it is that they want. They're not setting realistic expectations. There's this view of, like, in larger organizations, you're a manager or you're a leader inside of cyber and you're like, hey, I need an analyst. And, like, you think that that's all that you need to tell the recruiter, and they magically know what you mean by I need an analyst or an engineer or a GRC director or whatever it is. The problem is that those job descriptions and titles and everything aren't, like, cast in stone like they are for other really well-established kind of roles. Like, take a totally non-IT, non-security role. If you were looking for somebody who's a civil engineer, it's pretty clear what you would require out of a civil engineer at a junior, mid, and senior level. Like, it's a very well-established role. That hasn't happened within cybersecurity. It's started to happen with IT, but it's still a little bit, still needs some, we're still kind of all new to this. Like, this is like, this whole sector is only like 20 years old, right? I mean, if that. So recruiting, the advice is, if you're a CISO or you're a manager looking for that role, it's like, be really crisp with your recruiter, enable them, sit down with them, talk to them about what exactly you want. And don't just also rely on, like, the last job description that you had and have them just go run with it. Just be in there, help them shape it. It's not a task or a ticket you can just hand over to recruiting and say, okay, thanks, tell me when you got the right person, come back.